Woo. Good morning, guys. Hope everybody's doing good. Give me a minute while I get situated. Just got here. We're just getting started. Haven't even got bait out yet. Hope everybody's doing good this Tuesday. Dexter, how you doing, man? It's about past your bedtime, isn't it, buddy? I'm trying my new gimbal / tripod, so we'll see how it levels out. I don't have it set to target me or follow me or anything, but I can change the position and it keeps it still so I can balance it. I was having some trouble getting the rod holders to set in place, so hopefully that holds out good. And I hope the wind that's blowing's not messing up the mic too bad. Let me know how the audio is, guys. That's what I mean. It's 11:44 p.m. It's almost tomorrow there. Welcome to the future from Dexter Tang in Malaysia. Tommy Wilson's saying good luck. We're gonna try. I'm at the same spot I've been the last few times I've streamed. I'm down here in Newport, Kentucky on the Ohio River. Tommy's actually been down here with me. It's the place where I got the 30-pound blue cat the first time I came here. It's also the other place where I caught a channel cat, said it was a blue cat. And a couple hours later, I caught that 20-something pounder that broke off when I was trying to lip grip it. What gimbal am I using, Dexter? It is the Zion Smooth 4. It comes with a tripod. It's got all kinds of little gadgets and controls. I got it for $99 on Amazon. You can look it up. It's spelled Zhiyun. I'm excited. It's Tuesday. It's like 55 degrees. First trip out for the new year. And I get to play with my Big Cat Fever rod for the first time today. What's up, 513 Natty? How's it going, brother? Ain't talked to you in a long time. Thought I was selling my stuff. Nah, I was just in a bad mood that day. That's a late April Fool's joke. And I got my river riders this time too, so I don't lose any rods. The DJI Osmo Mobile. Yeah, Zion's got a couple different models. The Smooth 4 is their newest model. It works better with iOS, iPhone, but it is compatible with Android. It's a little iffy on my Note 9, so I have to use my S8 when I'm filming production shows. I don't want those two to come out. I want this one to come out. But it's not bad for 99 bucks. It does a lot of cool stuff. You can do some pre-color grading in the app that connects the phone to the gimbal through Bluetooth. You can do set your LUTs, your ISO, your shutter speed, your white balance. You can do all kinds of crap. Went to the river Saturday. It was high. Is it low today? It's dropped a little bit. It's still up. The current's still moving. Meldal Dam's about 37 feet right now, which normally it's around 13 feet, so it's up a little bit. I chose this spot again today because I know there's a current break right here, and I'll show you guys the scenery here in a second. But there's a nice current break right here, and there's some calm water hugging the bank, and there's these big, huge boulders everywhere, so that's excellent cover. And hopefully we can get on some blues and channels today. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a flathead too. But first, I ain't gonna catch nothing if I don't get no bait out. see if the current will let me have my clickers out. Get these out when I tell you what I'm using. Last time I turned my back on my rods, I lost them. Bait's wet. Let's see what happens. Give me a minute. Switch cameras real quick here, and I will show you what's going on. Well, I guess that doesn't work too well, does it? Hold that thought. I wonder if it'll let me. Am I still right side up to you guys? Please let me know. Okay, cool. Oh. I'm still learning how to use this toy. I forgot to turn it back on. Okay, let me catch up comments real quick. How's the battery life on this gimbal? 12 hours. Tony might come with us to the conference. All right. Okay, now I'm upright. Now I can switch cameras. Okay. So, check this out. So I got my lines over there. I got the Muddy River cat rod, flathead rod just past the bushes, right parallel with the bushes, just past the back side of them. And then I have my big cat fever rod about 10 feet farther out into the current, with a little bit more distance past it. So I'm trying to get past these bushes right here between these rods, because there's another little cove back there with deeper water and bigger bedrock. This right here in front of me is actually a pretty deep little pocket. I've caught quite a few schools of shad there when the water's up. But yeah, we're here on the Ohio. We're in Newport, downtown. Gotta go, Tim. Have a blast. Catch me some hogs. Take care, and God bless my friend. Thanks, buddy. I got this on pan follow mode. Hold on. That's pan lock. I need pan follow. Okay. This is what the gimbal does for anybody that's interested. You get smooth pans, whether it's up or down. There's no camera shake unless I accidentally hit it. It's a pretty nice little toy. So I got this thing way over my head right now. Now I got it down by my knees. It stays locked in place. It's pretty neat. Hope the wind's not too bad on the mic, because the wind's blowing in my face right now. It's blowing upstream. That's causing... Oh. Clicker's clicked. Muddy River Flathead Rock clicked. I better set this down before I lose it in the water. Get it adjusted. Yeah, it's probably current. I had to turn the clicker off on the flathead rod. Current's pulling it. One thing I hate about them dang clickers, God, it gives you a heart attack. I feel like fishing on the moon. I feel like I'm fishing on the moon. What's up, Chuck Taylor? Hope you don't lose this pole like you did in Hamilton. This cleaves, by the way. We're using skipjacks for bait that I got at On the Way Bait and Tackle. I've got my flathead rod, my Big Cat Fever medium heavy rod. They both got C3s on them with slime line. I'm using 4-ounce snagless sinkers from Tackle Bandit. And the Big Cat Fever rod has a backstabber hook. The flathead rod has a reaper circle hook. Both by Hook and Terminal Tackle. Big Cat Fever rod has a skipjack head. Flathead rod's got a chunk. And hopefully we'll get something soon. This has been a known and proven location to catch some blues and channel cats. This is a heavy, windy day, guys. It's, I think they said 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, gusts up to 35 miles an hour. It's a windy day. Appreciate the thumbs up and the likes, guys. Feel free to share the stream around and get more people in here. We'll be here for a few hours. We can talk about Catfish Conference. We can talk about the bank fishing meet and greet. Anything you guys want to talk about. If you got questions, Hit me up with them. Got 9 people watching. Let's get 30 in here. We're going to be having these for sale at the conference this year, guys. Whisker Sticks Edition cat bobbers. We're going to have whisker sticks for sale. Have a few of these hats down there. I'm hoping this warm front will turn them on a little. Can you guys see the rod's good? What are you doing with the rod racks? Talk about our new rod holder that's not a rod holder product. We're working on something with D&T Customs. Nothing's finalized yet. It's still in development. But we're going to come out with, I call it an accessory. Maybe you could consider it an adapter or an extension. But we're going to come up with a product that will allow you to use any type of boat style holder on the bank. Doesn't matter what you own, what the thread size is. You'll be able to stake them in the ground like I got these river riders here. So if you don't have a boat, but you really like supporting Monster rod holders or Driftmaster or another brand, you'll be able to use them. You won't have to do your own backyard DIY stuff and tack weld them to some steel rod or something. You'll be able to change them out. If you got different models you want to use. And if you do have a boat, you don't want to get it out there. You won't have to. And you won't have to worry about hunting down bank rod holders. Just take them off your rod rack. Put them in our thing. You're ready to go. What I like about that idea is, one, it doesn't compete with the other companies in the industry, so you're not competing with Monster rod holders or Driftmaster or Smackdown or any of the other guys. You're not really a rod holder. In fact, if anything, I would hope that it would help increase their consumer sales and their retail sales. And the bank fishing side of the industry who don't have a boat, they can start accessing their products and using them too. I think it's a pretty good double whammy, win-win for everybody. It's hiding behind the clouds, and it's just getting ready to peek over this building. Within the next hour, it'll be nice and sunny. That's why I got my hoodie. And if you want a hoodie, you can go see him at whiskersticksfishing.com. Get one yourself today. Trying to not take my eyes off the rods this time. I don't want to have have the same bad thing happen twice. And then my sunglasses are making it hard to see. I guess I kind of don't need them right now, do I? Gotta go finish the bathroom remodel. I'll finish the video later. All right, man. Give it about 10 more minutes and then change positions. Andrew, what's up, buddy? You're not supposed to be on YouTube, you're supposed to be working. It's not lunch break yet. Yet. You better go talk to my brother. Oh, you're right, it is 11. I'm thinking lunch was 11:30. Well, how the heck are you doing, Andrew? Pop the seat right here, see if I can talk to God's view. Get one of these boulders up my rear end, and you guys will probably see the rod go down before I do. That's usually how it happens. Is it not? There it goes. There's the focus. I cannot tell you how nice it is to finally get out here and be on the water. It's been such a long time since I've been able to go fishing. Work and doing dad stuff and whisker sticks. It's nice to finally get out here and just, even if just for an hour or so, just take a breather. I can see the rod's pretty good, actually. I keep an eye on my battery too. I tried plugging my charger pack in, but I think it offset the counterbalance of the gimbal. But it started to tilt over on me. So I'll have to wait till it gets low and then maybe switch things up. Who's all going to the Catfish Conference? Andrew, you gonna go? Anybody who doesn't know, it's in Louisville, Kentucky. 22nd to the 24th of February. I believe on the 22nd it starts at 3 p.m. Why is my chat blocking most of the view outside? I don't know. Whenever I watch streams, I usually watch it in portrait mode so I can see the whole screen and then watch the chat at the same time. When you're in landscape mode, the chat floats over the screen. If you guys haven't been to the Catfish Conference, you need to check it out this year. This is the 4th year it's been going. This year it's going to be 3 times bigger than it's ever been. It's going to have 70,000 square feet. Flathead rod keeps swaying. I'm sure it's got some debris caught on the line. Between that and the high wind, you almost have to see the rod bend double over to know it's a bite. It's real hard to detect a subtle bite right now. right here ready. I don't have a landing net. Heck, if I have to, I'll throw my cast net over that fish so I get to land it this time. Haven't had any luck yet, Glenn. We just got here. We've been here about 20 minutes or so. About a half hour. I fired up the stream one time earlier, had to delete it. I didn't realize I set it as unlisted instead of public. I'm sitting there talking to myself. Well, how come nobody's joining in? And then I realized, oh, I got it on unlisted. At first I thought maybe none of my subscribers were getting the notification. This is a nice spot to fish. If you guys live around here, or you're wanting to come bank fishing somewhere around Cincinnati, especially in the summertime, this is an awesome spot to fish in the summertime. And this is a real good spot to fish when the river's flooded up like this, so hopefully we'll have some good luck. Show you guys around again for anybody new. So we're down here in Newport. Right there's the Charity House and the Comfort Inn Suites right off 471. Right there. Joe's Crab Shack right there. So I'm just parked right up in that parking lot next to that building. That's 471 right there, the Big Mac Bridge. There's downtown Cincinnati. There's Montgomery Inn Steakhouse. You guys can see the current swelled up. Huge current break right there. I'm tempted to throw out into it. But I'm quite confident that the current will probably just pull my line right back to the bank. The reason I like this spot so much when the river's flooded up is this big lookout here. There's about a 20-foot drop right here, right out of the spillway. And that little spot right there that you see floating in the water, that's the top of the spillway that runs from the streets and dumps down into it. And from there it's about 20 feet down, so it's probably 30, 40 feet there right now. And it rolls up over that dip, and then there's a nice current break right here. So this whole area here, I mean, it's swifter the farther you go out, but this right here along the banks is pretty calm. So I just throw downstream along this brush line. There's lots of big, huge bedrock boulders that the fish take cover in. They get out of that current to conserve their energy. And on sunny days like this, once the sun starts getting over this building here, water will warm up a few degrees, and hopefully they'll come drawing in. About 10 minutes ago, that was a lot farther out. So we're getting ready to get some sunlight, and I'm hoping I get a good bite today. Even if I just catch one, that'll make my day. Water's pretty choppy. The wind's blowing upstream about 10 to 15 miles an hour. It's gusting from 25 plus. So there's some strong winds blowing upstream, making some white caps. And the river's up about 20 feet, so it's flowing pretty good. So you ain't gonna get nothing out there in the middle with all that current. I'm hoping, or at least not from the bank anyway, your line will just get brought back in. So I figured I'd come down here and try throwing these pockets. I was going to go to the Licking River mouth, but it's pretty high up right now, so I wouldn't have much bank access to get below the trees and stuff like you normally do when it's normal level. And the Newport side of the Licking River mouth bank access is just nothing but mud. and I didn't want to get all covered in mud today. So I figured I'd come here and just sit and watch some lines for a while, get some peace and relaxation. If you can, don't forget to give the stream a thumbs up. Helps us grow. Share it out to your Facebook groups. Let's get some more people in here and hang out. I think I'm actually going to try to reel these lines in for a minute, and we'll try casting them different distances and different depths, and we'll see how it goes. Lost a pair of shoes in that dang mud. Yeah, that'll happen too. I got boots on, so I'm good. What's the bait for today? Skipjack. We got some skipjack right here. The skipjack came from On the Way Bait and Tackle. It's on West Dave Street, or it's right at West Dave Street and what is it? Overlook. It's up at the top of the hill, at the top of Elberon. It's off West Dave by the graveyard over Delhi / Price Hill. Nice little mom and pop shop to get some bait. They got skipjack, bullhead, shad, goldfish, you name it, minnows, worms. They got a good selection of frozen bait, fresh bait. This is a slow time of year, so they don't have a lot of live fresh bait except for maybe some goldfish and minnows and such. But it was on the way to the river, so I went to On the Way Bait and Tackle. Check them out. They got a Facebook page. They got some good prices on their bait. I think that thing of skipjack was $5 for 3 of them. Not bad. And I don't need huge monster baits, big size fish right now this time of year. It's hard to catch catfish in the winter time, especially from the bank. Your odds are better in the boat when you can actually locate them with your electronics. But this time of year, it's almost impossible to catch flatheads when the water temp's this low. So your main target's channel cats and blue cats. Blue cats primarily over channels, but they're both active. People usually still throw big baits for blues because they don't want to mess with little eaters. The big ones are always out eating. And it's prime time in the winter for blue cats because A, you don't have any boat traffic. You won't see a single boat out today. No pleasure boaters. You might see a barge, but there's no pleasure boating. And all the shad are dying off in the water. Once the water drops below a certain water temp, the shad die off, and the blues come in and scoop them up. And look at this wind. Hope you guys can hear me okay. I don't know if that gimbal's messing up my audio, muffling it out. But once the sun pokes out around this building, it's going to be nice and warm. Sitting in the shade right now with the wind blowing, so it's a little brisk, but it's gonna warm up real quick. Got my river riders here. Look at that gimbal action. Isn't that neat? Just keeps everything smooth and level. And I mean, I can alter it too if I want, but see the difference in me panning it versus me just doing this. Isn't that cool? Appreciate the thumbs up. Share it on Facebook. Send in some messages to your buddies. Get them in here. Hopefully we get a lot of people watching today. Lord knows I can run my mouth for hours. And it's nice to have people to chat to. lost my leader, but you know what? That's okay. I'd rather lose a hook than lose my lead. That's why I tie my knots the way I do. Do I ever use my bait flickers? Yes, I do, on occasion. If I can get away with it in the current, yeah, to use them. But when the current's too strong and it's just pulling the clicker, you gotta deadline it. You gotta tight line it in a rod holder. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep pulling. Unless you can get that sinker or something to sit on a rock or something where the current's not pulling the line, then you're good. Another downside too is if you try to throw way out, the current's coming perpendicular to you. Even if you got 20 ounces of lead and it holds the bait there, the current's going to push on the line, and it'll force your line to drag the bait anyway. And that takes, if you got it takes more time quicker than it allows the bait to move. So then you got a big, huge swell of line just floating out there. We don't want that. Did decide to run, you ain't gonna know it unless he pulls on that slack at first. But how you doing, Abu? Thanks for joining the stream. Downside of fishing in flooded waters, you get all kinds of grass and stuff that catches your line. Deep little pocket right there in front of me. Good luck, back to work for me. All right, have a good day, Andrew. Maybe I'll see you when I get there. Well, there's no current right there. I'll let that clicker sit for a minute while I reline this. Out. So we're trying out some new things today. Putting these backstabber and these reaper hooks to work. Show you how I do this. Right here I got a sinker slide. do a polymer knot at the top of my swivel. Need to cut this off. I put my strongest knot there. Then I no knot snell my hook. So you go from the front to the back. And then I wrap counterclockwise on the shank. Do it 9 times. Then you come back to front, back through the eye, and pull tight. That's my second strongest knot. They're about equal strength between this and the polymer. I think I'll try a little line rattle on this one. Oh, no snag stinkers getting caught between the rocks. And then I'll just do a regular clinch knot, fisherman's knot here. I'm not even going to mess with cutting that tag end off. It's probably going to snag, break off. Bait. Out in that curve. Big Cat Fever's got clicker though. Ain't them looking like a good day back in Cincinnati today? Woohoo! Muddy mud outdoors. Just got ain't caught nothing yet. I broke off after I was reeling them in, putting some casting them in a different spot. The sun's finally starting to creep over. Fished me on the Great Miami. The last thing I caught before that was my 44-pound. I caught the new personal best flathead before I caught that channel cat because I caught that. I was fishing with that rod that I lost on that. The last thing I caught was a 44-pound flathead. And then in the middle of weighing net fishing, I lost my other rod because I turned my back to it. I knew something was playing with my line, but I didn't want to let go of the fish I had and risk losing it when I set the rod back down to try to fight the other one. And I ended up losing the rod anyway. I knew something was playing with it, but I didn't know he had it. took off, swum downstream behind my back when I wasn't looking. It was almost like he waited and did it on purpose. Crazy fish. I swear he did it on purpose. That was revenge. What's going on? Justin's Fishing Fetish. You got your order yesterday, I seen. I hope you like them. Since that's happened to me, I'm afraid to take my eyes off. Now I finally get some sun too, so now the shades can go back. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. I was debating on if I should try filming a show today here, or just go ahead and go live. A lot of people said they prefer me to go live today, so here we are. I thought we'd have more than 9 people in here. I'm thinking we should have like 30 to 50 people watching. Yes, sir, love them. Gave Gabby the pink one. She's ready to go fishing now. That's awesome. Gotta find a place to catfish down here in Nashville. That Tennessee River, man. Go down to Chattanooga. Scotty Hill, what's up, buddy? Give us a thumbs up, guys. Share it around to Facebook. Share it to your friends and loved ones. Let's get some people. Tennessee River is the bomb, Justin. Jack Cat's fishing is down here. Fishing Chattanooga all the time. So, he's down there. Tennessee. River Terminal Tackle. They're in Bosheim, Tennessee. I don't really know what they are. They're not married yet, but they've been together for a long time. They live in Knoxville, or Nashville, I think. Nashville or Knoxville? I ain't got to visit them yet. They're somewhere down there. Lena, do you know if you're still watching? Her name's Amber Erie. And I think she works for Nordstrom. Maybe that's her old job. Get a Kentucky license so I can have more poles out. I only have an Ohio license, so I can only use 2 rods. Even though I'm on the Kentucky bank, I still got to follow the Ohio's laws because I'm fishing the Ohio River. When 2 states share the same water, like the Ohio and Kentucky does the Ohio River, you can fish on either side of the bank with either state's license. But Ohio fishermen who have an Ohio license fishing on Kentucky side have to follow Ohio's laws. Kentucky fishermen over here, they don't have a rod limit. You can have 30 rods out if you want. Unlimited rods. But if Kentucky, if you got a Kentucky license and you fish on the Ohio side, you have to follow Ohio's laws. No matter what, on the Ohio side, you got 2 rods. No matter what license you got. Over here, if you got an Ohio license, still 2 rods. If you're in Kentucky, then you got unlimited rods. Our licenses expire here at the end of February. You got a game plan on the bank tournament at the conference? We had a game plan last year. We were looking at the Sherman-Minton Bridge on the Indiana side. It had lots of bank space. It was like this, but bigger as the Sherman-Minton boat ramp. The boat ramp near Sherman-Minton Bridge, there's tons of ample parking, plenty of bank space. It might not be the most ideal spot to fish, honestly. For all I know, it might not be a good spot to fish at all, as far as cover and structure and actually fishing, but it's got plenty of open bank space for people to get lines wet, hang out, and have some fellowship. Really good spots, like they say, are usually hard to get to, and there's usually not a lot of room for multiple people. So you might have to settle for a less profound fishing area just to have more people to fish. Unless we was to have it somewhere, say like Taylorsville Lake or something. Tons of bank space there, tons of structure all around. But there's no current and it's a lake. Lake's always hit or miss when you're bank fishing. I hate how this camera hunts focus. Any other questions you guys got? Yeah, we're thinking we'll probably do it a Saturday evening. That's when most people are going to be down there. After conference over, you know, give people some time to eat, catch some dinner. I don't like how this thing hunts. But everybody get a chance to get a bite to eat, you know, get some dinner, and then maybe meet up somewhere on the banks and just have a good time for a couple hours before we all go to bed to get ready for the next day. You'll have to get your own bait, bring your own gear. I might have an extra rod or two in case somebody needs it. But checking in, fam. What's up, Unlawful Music? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Oh no! There we go. I don't know what happened. I guess the wind blew it over. Oh, it's top heavy here. The tripod wasn't standing upright. Woohoo! It even knocked out my stylus. There it goes. Alright, back in action. Wind got you. Yep. So we're going to do it like that Saturday evening after people eat some dinner. We can all meet up. Have a good time. Fish for a couple hours. YouTubers can collaborate, make some videos together. Yeah. I might have an extra rod or two to spare if I can pack them in the car with everything else for our booth. But you'll probably have to either buy your own gear or bring your own gear. And then you'll want to make sure you either got a Kentucky or an Indiana fishing license. If you got one or the other already, then you don't need one. But I think the Indiana license for a day license is $1 cheaper. Or no, Kentucky I think is $10, $10 or $11. One of them's $1 cheaper. You have to look it up. Then just keep a screenshot of it or save the email. You can buy them online. You don't have to go anywhere to get them. You can do it right off your phone. We didn't get to do it last year because the river was up like 70, 75 feet, some ridiculous flood level. Cows and cars were floating down the river. Never stopped raining. I think it was so flooded up here that it was probably right up about where these bridges are, where these buildings are. It was up pretty darn high. And I'm sure it got worse as it went downstream. my battery at? Oh man, I'm loving this Note 9. I'm only at 74% after an hour. Do you think the water dropping out is affecting the fishing because we're not having any luck right now? Yeah, that could be it too. Typically when the water's up, when it's rising, the fish are more active and they head into the tributaries and into the creek mouths and into the feeding rivers. So that's why I was wanting to go to the licking mouth today, because either when it's rising, they're going up into it, and when the water's receding, they're going out of it back into the main river. So you want to catch them off at that intersection, you know. But it's just too muddy and nasty over there for what I got going on right now. And if I would have been over there and that gimbal would have fell over, it probably would have been covered in mud. Don't want that. So I'll have to wait till it dries out a little bit before I go back in here. Yeah, you got a lot of trash, debris flowing through the river right now. The current's moving pretty quick. The water's murky, low visibility, low clarity. So you're fishing literally off of just vibrations they pick up on their lateral lines and their sense of smell. I figured I'd try one of them line rattles. I don't have any demon dragons on me, or I'd use those. I don't have any peg floats to keep them off the bottom, so I can't use those. So we're just straight Carolina rigging. Each one's got a different leader length. Try to vary it up the best I can. We got a head and a chunk of skipjack. One's really close to the bank in a deep pocket. The other one's a little farther out into the current seam. We're just waiting to see if something picks up on it. Usually there's one or two sitting here. I don't catch a lot of them, but they're pretty big usually when I catch them. They're pretty respectable size. Haven't caught anything yet, Chuck. Hopefully that looks I'll never come out here to catch them though. That's not why I'm about fishing. I come out here to be out here. Catching them is a bonus. If you were guaranteed to catch them, it'd be called catching. One of these things goes down. I need to tilt that back over this way. Fix your eyes, tripod. Let me move some of this that way so I can sit on this side. I do got this cast net here. Maybe I can try to catch something fresh and live. gimbal die? Or did it just lose balance? Hold on. There we go. I think the wind's hitting it. See, you're not supposed to use Note 9s with these normally. I'm supposed to be using my S8s. Because the pure weight of the Note 9 with a case added to it makes it too heavy without a counterbalance on the side of the gimbal. So I think the wind putting too much pressure on one side is making it fall over and lose its balance. Am I fishing in a wind tunnel? Yeah, the wind's blowing. No, I never did catch my carp. I tried for an hour after work. That's a funny story. So there's this little pocket in a creek right by my job. And there's about 4 or 5 dozen carp sitting in that pocket. They can't really go anywhere. Except, I mean, they can swim shallow and jump from 2 or 3 other pockets that's in that little creek system, but they can't travel far. But I get off work at midnight, and I stopped by there to try to cast net one on the way home. That way I didn't have to go try to get any bait today or hunt for anything. I'd already have it. I could not catch one of them carp for nothing with my cast net. It's real shallow. So they would just swim out of the net before I was able to close it up every single time. And I threw it enough where I started spooking them in all them different pockets, and then I couldn't see where they were at no more. I couldn't find them visually. And even though I kept trying to throw, nothing was happening. It is pretty windy down here, John. We got about 15-20 mile an hour winds, and it's gusting higher than that. I'm sure there's some debris on that flathead rod pulling that rod tip down, but it makes me uneasy. I'm afraid to take my eyes off of it. Can't wait for CatCon. Hope the river isn't flooded. We want to fish the Ohio. Me too. I want to get out there with all you guys and fish all at the same time. We'll have like 100 lines out. Let's make it happen. It'll be the Team Honey Badger Bankfish Meet and Greet. We don't care. We fish where we want. I think I'm going to try to throw my net and get some fresh shad. See if there's any floating around here. Hopefully I don't hang up on some of these sunken rocks that I know are down here. I've lost a cast net here before. Clearly I don't know how to learn my lesson. And it's usually when I'm busy doing something else that we get a hit, so you guys keep an eye on my rods. I'm going to be to the side, but I'll be out of eye shot of the camera. Maybe we'll get lucky. Be right back. No luck. I'm not chancing it too hard. I'm not going to try to be a try-hard on it. Listening and working. Alright. Well, no shot over there. Along the wall. I guess I could try over there. But then I'd have to pull my lines in, and it ain't really worth it. If they're over there, the shad are swimming around, and that's great for me. Hopefully the cats will come up in there and try to get them and get my bait in the process. I think I'm going to change things up here, reel them in, and we'll try something else real quick. Shook my skipjack off. Funniest things I've seen happen to me yet. I guess it broke in half. throw it into the current a little bit. Let's see how that works. What's the worst that could happen? Don't answer that. Off my head. Appreciate the thumbs up. Hope you like the content in our other videos. Hope you subscribe and share it to your friends. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to do a huge giveaway. So, hopefully you can be a part of it. I think we're almost to 600. I can't remember. Somebody able to look and see what we're at. I think it's 565 or something. We're pushing 600. Current's making my flathead rod bounce. It's pushing the bait down the bank. $5.79. Thank you. Yeah, we've grown a lot over the last week. We got about a dozen subscribers in the last week. Thank you for that. I believe we're about to hit 3,000 likes on our Facebook page too. Catch anything yet? No, ain't caught nothing yet. It's a tough time of year to be trying to catch them, especially in these conditions. High wind, high water. I would say abnormal air temps. Usually not pushing 60 degrees this time of year. Let's see, it says it's 62. Is it 52 or 62? 62 degrees right now. That doesn't mean the water temp's that warm. That water is cold. Cold with that cast net. Something went off my phone. I forgot to put my phone on. There we go. Clear that. Alright. Yeah, it's hard to catch them this time of year. So, I'm not holding my breath for nothing. But it doesn't hurt to try, and you can't catch them when you're sitting on the couch at home. Just wish it wasn't so windy. This is my 4th or 5th time fishing this spot. And I'm either 2 for 4 or 3 for 5 on successfully catching something here. That's pretty good, Oh, that was a hit. Big Cat Fever rod's getting tapped. Here we go. But now we know where one's generally located. And hopefully he's still hanging around here because I put it back to the same spot. It's probably a smaller guy. It's a pretty big head on that thing. There should be enough wood exposed where he might come back after it. So we're gonna give that one another go. Jump the gun, yep. When you ain't been in a few months, you get antsy. That was probably a very small blue or a channel. We gotta sit brushing right up against them bushes. So I'll probably snag trying to reel it back in, so I'm gonna leave it out there for a while and we'll see if he comes back for it. Rod holders aren't placed as firm as I would like them to be because normally this is all river rock. There's a lot of sand just kind of poured over in between them now. So that's all this is just compacted sand. And I had to force it in between the rocks as I was driving it through the sand. So they're not sitting as pretty as I'd like them to, but it's about all I got right now. I can't even wedge them in these tiny rocks. That's why I kind of don't want to take my eyes off of them. If a big boy pulls it, he might pull the whole thing out. River rodders only work when you got them putting in some solid ground. There we go, there's the focus. They always come back. There you go. Hey, you get antsy when you ain't been in a while and you see a bite. You get that tingly feeling all over. Something's moving that rod tip again. I wonder if it's debris. Debris will play with your head too. Flathead rod just did it. Nibble makes it switch around. You can't tell if you're getting a little nibble or if it's just something bumping the line. Then you'll push your line down, make it look like it's slack. I hope they always come back. I still got 2 more holes skipjack to go through. I've used the first one up. It's my phone battery looking here. It's 12:10. We're at 63% at an hour and a half. We're good. I highly recommend the Note 9. Long battery life. Excellent camera. Standard with half a terabyte, I think. Or no, I got the 128 gigs. You can get a half a terabyte of storage space on them. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Go, daddy. shoot a video for the channel, a production video, then we'll probably be live. One way or another, you're going to get to see us fishing. Be sure you follow us on Facebook. We do all kinds of live streams on there. Check out our website, whiskersticksfishing.com. Check out our products. We're going to be taking about 2,000, 3,000 whisker sticks down there this year, so we'll have way more than we did last year. Plus our other stuff too. Whisker Sticks Edition cap bobbers, kids bobbers, we'll have some hats. We're going to try to have a game for kids. And I'm really wanting to talk to Steve Douglas and him about setting up that dunk tank. I don't know if you guys was watching Catfish Weekly last night. Get a dunk tank going at the conference. Get a bunch of people to volunteer to be dunked. Charge $1 a ball, $1 a toss, and then all the proceeds can go to a veterans association. Maybe Catfish for Veterans or Heroes Outdoor Therapy, one of those organizations. Maybe we can divvy all the proceeds up and distribute equally to all of them. I just don't know what all the liabilities and insurance regulations and all that would pertain to it. I wish it would stay in focus. John loves his Note 9. I love my Note 9. What's that super slow-mo? 920 frames per second or 960 frames per second super slow-mo? Got a barge coming. Hopefully we get a barge bite. Come on, barge bite. We got 10 thumbs up and 8 people watching. I'll take it. Maybe this will be my first ever barge bite. Stay focused. Need to have it focus on like the building or something so it hopefully stays there. Head keeps popping in and out, so I don't know what to focus on. I'd actually be surprised if the flathead rod gets bit where it's at right now. I threw it straight out and let the current carry it till it dropped. It's probably got tons of grass and debris on the line. Not sure what happened there. It said YouTube stopped. Good thing it let me resume the stream. Hope you guys are still here. I was using the Camera-Fi Live app forever because I got tired of YouTube doing that to me, and I tried to go back to YouTube and it seemed to work, but it looks like it tried to quit on me again. So I might have to end up going back to that. Still here. Cool. Doesn't look like we're going to get the barge bite. Yeah. But hey, that's fishing. It's never easy to catch them this time of year, though. What can you do? Now we're down to 6 people. I guess people's getting bored. We appreciate the ones that stay and hang out. Feel free to share it to your friends. Share it to Facebook. Put it in your groups. I like talking to you guys while I'm out here. Get up. Let's change the camera up a little bit, huh? Let's see. I don't have it connected to the app, so I can't use the controls on the gimbal right now. I don't think you can use the app to actually live stream. I think it's just for shooting video. But we're here. For anybody new, see where we're at. We're across from Montgomery Inn. You see how the current is just ripping. Look at all those white caps. This is the Mississippi River. They fish like this all the time. I still need to find a good spot on the river. Went down 4 times, got skunked. What part of town are you in? Where you at, Justin? Because I can show you lots of different spots around here. What's up, Ryan? Thanks for coming in. Montgomery Inn Boathouse, Wilmington. Oh, you're not too far. Maybe an hour. Getting some waves. I was throwing my cast net right there along that wall, hoping to get something. But it wasn't meant to be. Tried to get some fresh fish. And I got my big cat fever line thrown right where my finger's at, right in front of that, right next to that bush, sitting on the bottom. And that's where it got hit before, so I was hoping he would come back. I jumped the gun when it got bit. Missed him. How deep is it right there? Normally, on a normal day when the water's at its regular level, my head would be underwater standing underneath them bushes. So it's up about 10 feet or so. But normally you can walk down below all those bushes. But when it's up like this, I like fishing those bushes because it's all that cover and there's a lot of bedrock like this. It's more like that. There's all that everywhere down there. So, I throw around all that cover when it's flooded like this, and usually there's not been a time where I haven't got a bite. I just usually, if I don't catch anything, it's I jump the gun like I did a little while ago and I missed the fish. But I've never not got bites here. I've always got some action here. That's 471, the Big Mac Bridge. The way this wind's blowing and shaking these lines, it's hard to tell if you get some slack line, if a fish is swimming up, or getting a little tap tap. I don't know how bad that wind is in the mic. I'd imagine it's something. 11 thumbs up, 6 people watching. That's pretty cool. So the people that are coming in to give their thumbs up at least before they go. Appreciate it. There's some nice deep pockets out here though. You can kind of see that calm area right there. There's some deep water. Right there where those white caps are, it's a little shallower. And the deepest spot around here off the bank is actually right in front of this wall. I don't know if you can kind of see this shiny spot right here in front of this shadow. There's at normal level, that's about 20 feet deep below the surface, so it's a little higher up. So So there's some pretty deep cut pockets on the bottom of the riverbed here. And when the water was low, I walked down here a couple times and got to see what the cover was like. So when it's flooded, this is normally where I come. Because you got all the cover, you got the structure, and then you have the current break from this wall. So you can see where the current seam is. And it's a lot calmer here in these banks, so the fish will come out of the cup, out of the current, and they'll hug these banks. And I'm fishing literally feet off the bank. I'm just throwing it way far downstream, down into the bushes. If I was to actually walk over there, I'd probably throw my line maybe 10 feet off the bank and just let them sit. But I kind of like the long game, though. I like the long ball. It's more of a fight. When the water's lower, you can afford to throw your baits out there from the bank and keep them out there. Because I'm sure there's some fish out there in those current breaks. But the current won't allow you to keep your bait there. It'll just push on your line and drag your line right back out from where you throw it, no matter how much weight you got on there. And forget about trying to use a clicker, because it'll just pull your line too hard. What kind of rod holders am I using? Alright, so my gear for today is this Muddy River Flathead rod by Chris Flores. I got my Big Cat Fever medium heavy that I won on Catfish Weekly. This one was not cut in half with a bandsaw, as you can see. And it was not part of that whole drama where a guy's trying to sell them. This is an original Big Cat Fever rod. And I have River Rodder rod holders. These are super strong. I think they start at $14, $15. I got these free courtesy of Rod Hember. He's in Iowa. And these are the two-piece adjustable. I don't know if you can see that thing sticking out there, but you can take that pin out and put it in that other pin. And then you can have your rod holder shooting out like a boat style if you don't want your rod standing straight up. They're pretty nice. And these things have been tested to the core, man. They had one tied to a chain winch, and the other end of the chain winch was tied to a 4x4 fence post in the ground. The fence post gave out first on the 36-inch rod holder. So there was 36 inches staked into it. Well, 2 feet of stake into the ground against that fence post. And it held. You can get them custom colored, whatever color you want. Go to riverrodder.com. Tell Rod Hember Whisker Stick sent you. And I'm sure he'll appreciate the business. These things are awesome. They got a weep hole in the cup so your rod butt cap isn't getting flooded with water and waterlogged. I got slime line as my main line, 30 pound. I've got an older and a newer C3 for my reels. We're using backstabber and Reaper circle hooks from Hooker's Terminal Tackle. They're the 8/0 sizes. And we got frozen skipjack that we're cutting up from On the Way Bait and Tackle over in Western Hills. Support the local small businesses. And if it was nighttime, I'd have some whisker sticks on my rod tips. I'm using sinkers from Tackle Bandit. I got some more over here I can show you. Get these on tacklebandit.com. As soon as I find the bag. These are 4 ounce. Let me get one out instead of holding the whole bag. Sun's reflecting. These are called snagless sinkers, no snag sinkers. They're kind of shaped like a no roll. They're spoon shaped. and you can just put them on a sinker slide. And they're meant to bounce off the bottom and ricochet off the stuff and not get snagged up. And I think they only go up to 4 ounce on that particular one. But he's got some that go up to, I think he's got a 3-pound downrigger lead that you can use. And he's got all the way down to 1/32 of an ounce split shots even. Any type of sinker that you can imagine, Nate and Mallory make it. The Tackle Bandit. Look at that. That's out of the current. That's out of the main current. Look at that big old log. Looks like a big old turd float. When the log rolls over, we will too. Now, do you have to have a Kentucky fishing license where you're at? No, you do not. If you have an Ohio fishing license and you want to fish the Ohio River on the Kentucky side, Kentucky honors the Ohio fishing license, and vice versa. If you have a Kentucky license and you want to fish over there, Ohio recognizes the Kentucky fishing license as long as it's on shared water borders. What that means is if I went to, say, the Licking River mouth, which is right down there past that boathouse, you can fish that mouth, but you cannot throw your bait into the Licking River. You can fish where it opens up into the Ohio, but you cannot throw up into the Kentucky state borderline. So you have to be out in the actual Ohio River water, which you still do good over there. I fish over there a lot too. Just when it's flooded up like this, it's not always the best option. There's less room to move around, and you have to try to fish around the trees and reel in around the trees, and it's a snag mess. But when the water's down normal level, you're good to go down there. This stuff's blowing over. But fishing on the Kentucky side, even though Kentucky has unlimited rods, you have to follow Ohio's regulations of 2-rod limit if you're fishing on the Kentucky side with an Ohio license. That's pretty much it. So just don't be fishing up into Kentucky waters. Throw out here onto the Ohio side and you're good to go. Somewhere I'm wanting to go at some point this year when it gets warmer, I'm going to try to go there. It's right over there, the Serpentine Wall. See right there in the middle? Those are icebreakers that are sitting out in the water. It's real deep over there. The Ohio side is the main channel side of the river. That's where all the barges stay to. But the Ohio side doesn't seem to have as much bank access with good cover compared to the Kentucky side. So that's normally why I come over here. I got the current going that way downstream. I can throw downstream that way. The downside to going and fishing that Serpentine Wall is there's really not a place to put any rod holders, so you have to lay your rods down and use flickers, I would imagine. I still got to go investigate it. But you can park right at the public landing. That's a good spot to fish. It's a great spot for shad. Downside is there's a lot of rocks like this, so you're going to be throwing your net into this stuff. And hundreds of shad top up, they get stuck. They can't swim out of the rocks. And what I do is I bring my wader boots and I just wade out into the rocks, slowly close my net, and I got dozens of nice sized shad. Downside to the public landing is you have to pay a parking fee to get through the gate to park at the bank. Otherwise, you're looking at parking in one of the parking lots or parking garages, and you're probably still going to pay parking. So I would say just pay the parking fee. I think it's $3 maybe. Could be $5. And park right there, and you can probably sit in your car as you watch your rods. I mean, you can park right at the water. If you park at the public landing, you just walk around that swirly wall along the Serpentine Wall, which is under the left side of that bridge right there. And you can drop your line straight down, and it's pretty deep right off the drop, because it's just a big concrete wall. And there's lots of log jams and stuff hanging there. A lot of people say they like catching flatheads there. I just haven't actually got to fish it. Probably get better luck with the barge bite too. Somewhere else I want to fish is right there. I got to see if it's permitted. I don't know if I can just park at Montgomery Inn and then walk over the fence. But I would like to try that spot too. I think that would be a good place to fish. Look at all that rock. You see what's over there? Right there on the shoreline, all that rock, steep bank. That's kind of what I'm fishing. You can't see it right now because it's underwater. But that's what's over there underneath the trees. So I'm hoping to have luck with it. I might have to bring my lines in and check my bait and get all the grass off of the cast. No luck yet, Tommy. We did have a bite. We had a good bite here on the big cat fever rod. Would have been my first catch on the big cat fever rod. But I jumped the gun, tried to reel down on it too soon, and lost it. Have I fished at the Schmidt brand? No, I haven't. Watch this flathead rod. I apologize for the wind. I don't know how bad the wind's hitting the mic. That current is pulling the piss out of this flathead rod, making the rod tip sway and bounce. The lead's bumping off the bottom when it gives way. And that could fool you into thinking you got it, but it's really not. The people that were watching with me when I got the big cat fever rod bite, that was a real bite. They know what it was. We haven't gotten pepped yet since. So I might reel this in and try putting them in different spots. I'll throw the flathead rod close to those bushes right in front, right here. And then I'll throw this one past the bush and let the current bring it back in closer to the bank, and then it'll settle along those rocks, and we'll just kind of hug this bank. Because I don't think I'm going to get anything out here. And I got this one sitting right around here somewhere. It's deep, but there's really not a lot of cover. I think we'll get ready to do that. No, I haven't fished the Schmidt Ram. If you've seen my Google Maps, I've got about 500 little stars marked all over this area. And I can show you some places. Great Miami River, and Ohio River, and East Fork State Park mostly. Those are my three main areas, but I got places elsewhere too. Some inlets and some creeks. Some more spots down towards Ripley. There's some nice spots around here. A lot of people think the catfishing's not good here around Cincinnati, but it is. It just sucks to do it this time of year. You gotta fight the wind, the rain, the cold. The ever-changing 4 seasons in a week. That's what we do in Cincinnati. We get all 4 seasons in a week. 62 degrees, borderline summer. And it's January. January 8th, 62 degrees. Sunny, 35 mile an hour gust winds, 15 to 20 mile an hour regular wind. It's actually making my body move. My golly, we're getting dry. It's 12:35. I got about an hour and a half to go. We're gonna go till about 2 o'clock. And it's getting warmer by the minute. So hopefully the water temp actually warms up a little. They might get a little more active and want to move around some. I'm going to switch this back around, and then we'll get some lines reeled in. Make sure my tripod's all the way flattened back out so it don't fall over again. Hopefully it doesn't blur out on you on the focus while I'm away. Nate Mallory, Tackle Band, and if you happen to be watching this later, I'm loving these snackless sinkers. Fish could have had it for all I know. Garbage. The best way I've found to get all this off is to just hold your line tight. I'm sure I can see my rod in the camera. And just pluck it like a guitar string. It goes everywhere. But instead of trying to sit here and pick at it, it takes even longer. On your line when you're casting. A, for aerodynamics, and B, any of that little bit of grass just draws more current in the water when you're trying to let your bait drop and make some travel. Yeah, it looks like Skipjack number 2 is about to get cut up. But I got 3 of them in a bag for $5. Take it right between the eyes. Always watch your footing. I broke a hip. I'm going to take this off and set it to the side in case I need it as a last resort. Take my flathead rod and put it right in front of the bushes since I can't throw as far with a shorter rod. And I'll throw this one past the bushes. Let's see what we get. inch line. But I can actually see my spool, so I don't have a lot of slack left in that. So if something takes it, I gotta get it in quick. Just gain some line back on it. You gotta be very strategic when fishing on the bank in these conditions. Because you're essentially fishing parallel down the same line of sight with both your rods. Like trying to throw two bowling balls down the same alley at the same time. You gotta throw one short and then one farther past it. And you want to throw the one farther second, that way you can throw over it. And since this rod's 6 inches longer, I got that sitting to the left, so it's higher up. Technically they're crisscrossed right now. But since this rod holder's a little bit higher up the bank, I can hold that line up higher so they don't get crossed. When you're on a boat, you can kind of fan them out or just drop them straight down, suspend drift. Even if you are in a heavy current, they all kind of stay away from each other automatically, or you can use planer boards. I probably would use a planer board if I had one. You can use them from the bank in these conditions. I would go up, actually, let me show you. I'll show you something here. You can use planer boards from the bank. Walk. Be my luck, that's when I get. The first time I was ever up here, I actually fished up here. I would cast down there and then walk my lines all the way up here, and then just lean my rods against this rail. But you could actually throw your lines out. Since you're above the water now, then you could rig your planer boards up. You could drop your lines out and let the current carry them out and keep them out that way with the planer boards. This is an awesome view, guys. You got Newport. There's Joe's Crab Shack. You could actually fish down the other end of that view too if you wanted. And you got Cincinnati. Let's see how this current rips. Look at all that rough water. A lot of current right there. Right now I'm standing over a big pocket, big hole. It's right down there. You can kind of see, I don't know, maybe you can't see the current where the water is flowing out. Might be hard to see on this camera right now. Right below me, the water is flowing out from the roads. And then this whole shoreline is just nothing but covered. So if you got enough line on your rod, you don't have to do like I do and actually walk it down, cast it, throw it back. You could throw past all that stuff from this because you're already this far out into the water. You can just throw straight out and be good to go up here on this level too. And then you're not sitting in all the rocks and sand. They've been repaving this and doing some new landscaping on it. Right now it's all sand and mud. The water was flooded up here at one point. When it gets in its high stages, it gets up here. About February last year, this was all underwater. water be over my head. That's why we couldn't meet and greet at the conference. I hope to see a lot of you guys down there. This will kind of give you an idea of how the lines look. Maybe. Now you can see the line on the flathead rod just kind of going straight down, and it's about for that big stick. Big cat fever rod's line's going far out to the right, but it's twice the distance. Since it's higher up, it's actually out of the way. Nice view. This is what I love about fishing the most, being out, all the cool views, all the, well, it's hard to say nature when you're in the suburbs and in the city. Being outdoors, period. There's no honking horns. There's no drama. It's just you in the water. So I hope that I get to do this more this year than I did last year. That's the best part about fishing. It ain't about catching the fish. It's just about doing it. I don't know how else to say it. It's just about doing it. You don't have to have expensive gear. You don't have to have $90 and $100 rods and $80 rods. You can have $20 rods. I got $20 rods too. But I will be darned if I don't ever try to use this big cat fever rod every chance I get. Because wouldn't it be my luck if I happened to catch a state record and I didn't have that, catch it on that big cat fever rod, I could miss out on $10,000. For those of you who don't know how big cat fever works, if you catch a state record using their rod, you could win $10,000. The way it works is, A, you got to catch a state record. B, you have to get it verified and get the record certified by the DNR, Department of Wildlife. Call them up, they come down, inspect your catch. They say, yes, it is a new state record. You get that proof, and then you also prove that you released the fish back alive into the water. You turn that in, Big Cat Fever validates it. Well, Catch the Fever, that's the name of the company. Caleb and his crew validate it. They pay you 10 grand. Zach Royce did it twice. He caught a record, then he turned right back around, caught another record. I can't remember if it was the same day or the same week. But he did 2 of them back to back. Got 20 grand. And you can do it too. It's eligible for anybody who owns one. Let's see the guys that are trying to imitate them pay you a $10,000 check. They want to sell them at half the price. Say it's the same rod. I bet they won't give you a $10,000 check. By the way, they're not the same rod. Look at these white caps. Look at that wind blowing. Look who's going to the water. Strong wind. What's my battery at? 43? Might have to try to actually put it on the charger for a minute. See if it'll let me keep balance on it. Give me a second. Beautiful day we are having in Cincy. That's right, Douth. Is that how you say it? D-A-U-T-H-E. I almost wanted to say Duluth, or Duluth Trading Company, but then I didn't see an L. I gotta flip this. Dollar. And then get it back into the gimbal. Without hitting the sleep button on my phone. There we go. Alright, balanced. Man, I'd love to be right there right now instead of working. Is the river still high? Yes, it is. It's slowly dropping. And it's gonna keep dropping. Oh, I forgot I can't do the front camera. That's why I flipped it first. It's slowly dropping, but it's still up. Meldall Dam is about 38 feet right now. Normally it's about 13, 15. So it's still up. Let's see if this will let me plug this in now without over counterbalancing it. I need a counterweight. Let's see if I can get it to hold still. Maybe it won't drop. The charger being plugged into the phone's putting too much weight on this side of the phone, so it's taking off the balance of the gimbal. And it's messing it up. We're just waiting for a bite right now for the people joining in. Hope you catch something. Appreciate it. The Little Miami is flooded. I need to fish the Little Miami more this year. I do fish the Great Miami often. Yeah, hold on. There we go. I'm learning, guys. It's my first time using this gimbal. Here, kitty, kitty. It's pretty good. We get a bunch of gar though. What part of the Little Miami do you fish? I fished it one time last year below the Beachmont Avenue overpass. Right behind that park that's behind Speedway. I walked the little trail, got underneath Beachmont Avenue, and fished it. Didn't get a bite though. Terrace Park. I fished the Great Miami all the time. In fact, I've caught my biggest flathead ever out of the Great Miami. I need to fix this painting. I need to get it to lock. Let's see. I'm still trying to figure out the controls. Outside of Eastgate. There we go. Now maybe I can sit on this side. See the comments. You guys can see me and the rods and we can chat. There we go. I caught a 44-pound flathead on live stream down near Edgewater, across the river from Edgewater on the Great Miami. Man, that was a fun time. It was also the worst time of my life too, because while I was weighing him, figure out if he was going to be my new PB. That's when, crazy thing. Note to self, next time use the Galaxy S8. There we go. The Note 9's just a tad too heavy for this gimbal. At least for what I'm trying to use it for. But yeah, while I was weighing it in, that's when I had my back turned to my rod, just like I do right now. And I didn't notice it until I heard it splash. So I took a little chunk out of that live stream and actually made it to its own separate video. And I think that's got probably some of the most views on my channel. Monster catfish gets even. Yeah, I think they did that on purpose. I'm pretty sure that was the old bait and switch. They suckered me in with catching one fish so they could get in and take my pole. Hopefully we get a bite. But if you guys ever want to check this spot out, love to go hit the water with you this summer, I'm down. If you ever want to come check this spot and I'm not able to come with you, I'm just right here next to Joe's Crab Shack. Sitting right behind Comfort Suites is right behind me. You just pull in here like you're going to be pulling into Joe's Crab Shack and park right next to Comfort Suites in their parking lot. You just walk across the street and you're here. Licking River Mouth is a good spot. I usually like the Covington side better than the Newport side. I want to find out if I can get over there and fish Montgomery in. I'd like to try the Serpentine Wall. Anderson Ferry's got some good areas. And of course, if you want to make the drive, Meldal Dam has some excellent fishing too. Has this spot produced a lot for you? You crazy thing. I don't think this thing can make up its mind if it wants to stay in balance or not. It's produced decent. Battery's not dead. It's just you would think the battery's dying and it's shutting itself off. I think it's literally just the counterweight, because I have this gimbal sitting at an angle like that, so it's got to compensate and balance the phone. And there's an extender on the side that lets you pull it out so it stays more on center of gravity. But I've got it out as far as it can go, and the Note 9 is just a little too heavy. Maybe if I take the case off, let's see. Bear with me. Let's take the case off to see how that helps. I'm still learning how to use this thing, guys. And then I gotta watch my battery life too, because when I need to go plug it in, I'll have to turn the gimbal off and just hold it. See if that works better. There we go. Technology. How far is Greenup Dam from me? I'm closer to Meldal. I would have to drive an hour to get to Meldal, and then a couple more hours to get to Greenup. Tie a sinker to it for counterbalance. There's an idea. I didn't think of that. It's been doing good for the longest time. It just now decided it wanted to act up. What is it? Is that a lens flare? Thought maybe I had lens flare or some dirt. Yeah, this spot's produced good for me. I'm about 3 for 5 on this. 3 times I've caught something nice here out of 5 trips that I've made. We had a bite. I jumped the gun, missed the fish, so we could have had something today. These are just really odd conditions to be fishing this time of year. It's, what did it say, 62? It's 64 degrees now. So we're pushing summer on January 8th. You got a really warm air temp, and a really cool water temp. So, I mean, it's another good reason to be hugging the banks, because they're going to come in more shallow even if the current wasn't roaring. But you get weird days like this where the weather is abnormal. It throws them off. They don't know what to do. They don't act right. You don't really get the action you're anticipating. This was about the only day out of the week I was going to be able to go, so I figured I'd take a chance on it. Tomorrow it's going to be in a high of the mid-low 30s. And when it's windy like this, when it's that cold, it's a little bit harder to sit in one spot and stay comfortable. I mean, Tommy's been with me. We did it when we sat there that night over at the Licking River mouth. We were bundled up, sitting down, and just kind of all huddled up real tight. And I had the phone going, was live streaming, and there's like 4 people watching. It was miserable. But we had ended up getting one, didn't we, Tommy? We got that little channel cat at the end. I fished both dams last year. Greenup was good for stripers. Didn't even get a bite at the cut one. Meldall's iffy. Meldall all depends on what the water level's at, how many gates are open. You can fish along the gate walls on the Kentucky side for flatheads. A lot of people fish off the pier on the Kentucky side to try to catch blues. Some people go farther down to the next lot and they fish the sandbar. It's like a big beach. I would love to be able to keep a bait out in that current break. There's just this big, open, calm pool of water. That water's just blowing around something, and I would like to drop a bait right behind it, but I know that the current's just going to pull it right back out. If you're running a boat, I wonder if anybody's tried to actually sit on one of them bridges and drop a line straight down and catch something. How would you land it? Slow bend to it. I don't know if you guys can see. No, you can't see the rod tip, can you? Maybe that'll help. It's up and it's just, it went down a little and then it's staying there. And it's still dropping. See, that's hard to tell if you got debris and grass building up on your line and the current's just catching it and slowly pulling on it, or if something's actually trying to go off it. Hard to tell. If it's not bending down and coming up, it's just kind of slowly and then staying there. Normally in like summertime you would think flathead. Blue cats don't do that. Channel cats normally don't do that. So I would suffice to say that that's probably debris. But you never know. We'll just have to watch it and see what happens. The Ohio River as often as I used to. Normally I tend to hang around the Great Miami. That's my favorite river to fish. I know that river rather well. Got 2 people in here and 13 thumbs up. That's cool with me. I think we'd have more people hang around if I actually caught something, don't you think? That's okay. Just happy to be out here. Happy to be on the water. Happy to be fishing. Tried to get some bait last night. Tried to catch some carp on the way home. Couldn't do it. There's a huge pool in a little creek by my job. It's got tons and tons of carp in it. And they're all just schooled up, real bunched. But it's real shallow. Maybe 2 feet deep. And every time I try to throw the net over them, they'd all scatter and get out of the net before I had time to close it up. Almost had one. He was flapping around in it, and then he swam out and found a hole. Where it wasn't closed up all the way. Tried that for an hour. Not one stinking carp. You know how aggravating that was? So I'm glad I stopped and got some on the way here. Otherwise, I would be still trying to cast net for some. Wouldn't have anything to fish with. I'd be digging up under rocks for worms. There we go. You guys see that twitch? Tell me that's not just me that's seen that little twitch. Big cat fever rod. We got an ominous gray cloud coming over. I'm getting antsy. I don't care if it's a 2-pound fish. Guys, I think I'm losing my mind here. I think I'm losing it. Flathead rod got tapped. I think I'm losing my mind. Stand up here, put some blood circulation in the legs. That way if I do get one, I ain't gonna be commercial fishing taking all the trophy blues and flatheads out of the Ohio and stocking them in pay lakes where they die. Yeah, it's pretty sad. But there's still some nice ones to be caught. I think there's only one of those guys that actually still hits this area of the river. Hopefully the absence of all those other commercial guys and Pele guys will, over the next few seasons or so, give some opportunity for more breeding and better gene pool reproduction. As much as I want those regulations to change, I don't see it happening anytime soon, sadly. Oh, we got some more people back in here. Thanks for joining the stream. I could have swore each of those rods have been tapped once within the last 5 minutes. Maybe I'm just going senile. Maybe it's time to reel them in and check the bait. That wind blew so hard it pulled the clip on the flathead rod. We're getting some gusts. Phone's dead, going to cut out. I'll check back in a little bit. Alright, man. Thanks for joining in, Justin. Is that Justin? I can't see my sunglasses. Yeah, Justin. Just a mullet. Let me take these things back off. It ain't sunny no more. There we go. Now I see everything fine. I'm like Casey Neistat. It ain't whisker sticks fishing if I ain't got my hat and shades on. Try another range. Try some fresh bait. Thanks for tuning into the stream. My name's Tim Hardwick. We're whisker sticks fishing. We're trying to catch some blue cats on the Ohio River here in Kentucky side. And they're just not cooperating today. I feel almost kind of like Luke Hench's, going hours with nothing. He seems to have that luck too. It's always when you go live you don't catch anything, but if I went live today, it'd be my luck I'd catch a bunch and I'd get them on film. Usually how it works. If nobody's seen it happen, it don't count, right? Getting to play with my big cat fever rod for the first time. I gotta say I like it. I like the rod. Getting to try my snagless sinkers from Tackle Bandit for the first time. And I gotta say I like it. I like it a lot. Trying my backstabber hooks for the first time from Tackle Bandit. Made by Hooker's Terminal Tackle. And I gotta say, I like it. I like it a lot. Today. Trying my gimbal for the first time, and aside from the phone being too heavy, I gotta say, I like it. I like it a lot. How much are those rods? The flathead rods, I believe, are $75. You get those from muddyrivercatfishing.com, hooksetter.com, hooksetterusa.com. They've got a couple other dealers, local retailers that sell them. Catch the Fever, you can get their rods at lots of different retailers. Actually, Hamilton Bait and Tackle, I believe, sells these up here in Hamilton, if you're near Hamilton. You can get those at bigcatfever.com, catchthefever.com. You can get they got white rods, black rods. They got some limited edition rods if they're not sold out yet. I think they only made 500 of them. And I believe those run 90 or 100. I can't remember. I know they had them on sale for a while. The cool thing about the Catch the Fever rod series is if you catch a state record on their rods, the DNR comes and verifies it, and you prove that you released them back alive, you get a $10,000 check for catching it on their rod. And I don't think it's specific to catfish. Don't quote me on that. You'd have to check their policy, and it says so on the website. But I believe it's not specific to catfish. If you took it down to the ocean, and you were fishing on the coast, and you caught a state record Goliath grouper, something like that maybe. I don't know how salt fishing works. But you probably get the same thing from that too. Yeah, Hamilton Bait and Tackle, depending on them, they carry them. They carry some hook setter products too, I believe. And they're going to be at the Catfish Conference this year too. I don't know what their selection of rods are. I don't know if they've just got medium heavies, or if they just got the white medium heavies, or if they got the black medium heavies, or the cork handle, or the Evo foam. Maybe they got some limited rods, I don't know. Limited edition ones. I don't know what their stock is, you just have to go up there and see. But they are a dealer for Catch the Fever. You can probably get their slime line there too. And again, I don't know what size mono tests they have. If it's just 20 or 30 or 40 or 25. I don't know if they got the 1 pound spools or the 300 something yard spools. But they should have some slime line too, probably. I could have had whisker sticks in there. But we didn't agree on a price, so I didn't end up getting that yet. Unless they would like to try to reconsider or renegotiate a price, then maybe we could get them in there. Don't have any local dealers here in Cincinnati, so if you want whisker sticks, you gotta get them straight from me, or go to one of my other dealers' websites and order them online from there too. You can get whisker sticks on Amazon. You can search whisker sticks on Amazon and get them on Amazon. If you're a Prime member and want free 2-day shipping, you can get them from there too. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to reel these in. Hopefully I don't snag my leader off and have to retie something. We'll try a different range in a different spot. Jeffrey, we had a bite a while back, and I jumped the gun and missed him. I didn't wait long enough. And we've been kind of sitting and waiting since. We've had I'm pretty sure we had a tap. Somebody else might disagree with me, but I thought the Big Cat Fever rod got hit again. I'm going to reel the bait in and check it, see if the bait's still good. I still got a whole nother skipjack and a half to go through, so maybe we'll put a fresh piece out on each hook, throw it out there, give it about another half hour, and then maybe call it quits. I got to head out of here about 2 o'clock. It's 1:22. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully I get something before I leave. If not, it's okay. Let me get these in. Preserve what I got. Next time. Any luck with the cast net? No, no luck with the cast net. One of those days. You're not always guaranteed to catch something when you come out. We try anyway. It's normally a good spot. It's one of those off weather days. It's pushing mid-60s, super windy. Almost out of climate per se for this time of year. So it changes the way the fish behave. The water's up like 20 feet. Super swift current, so anything you try to throw out from the bank makes it hard to bank fish because it pulls your line and your bait right back to the edge of the bank. So the best odds I got right now is to just throw downstream into all this cover. And there's some lovely catfish hugging the bank and hiding in that cover to get out of the current. You got the wind that'll be here tonight. Yeah, it's gusting up to 30 miles an hour. Constant 10 to 15, gust between 25 and 35. So it's a very windy day. Making the water super choppy. The current is roaring. No, there's not much you can really do except try to find a small, calm pocket of water to leave your bait in. Because if you try to throw out into these current breaks out the middle of the river, the current that's between you and the current break is just going to push your line back. One downside to bank fishing, but you know what? I fished this exact same way the last few times I was here. Caught a 30 pounder, a 10 pounder, 20 pounder. Caught some nice blues and channel cats here. Doing this exact same thing. And the water was higher. Then I've caught them when the water was lower. So maybe just today's not my lucky day. We did get a tap. Should have waited longer on it. It's probably something small. Pecking at my bait. Thought I'd get lucky and try to reel down on it while he was pestering with it and get him. Didn't work. You know what? That's okay. That's fishing. Man, I wish that sun would stay out. I was really wanting to use that cut cart. I like coming down here with cut cart. I like cart for cut bait. Lots of meat. You got a nice 2 to 3 pound cart or even bigger. You got tons of cut bait. One fish will catch you every day. Crappie, bluegill. Green sunfish, warmouth, anything I can use for bait. I'll fish for carp. I'd rather just cast net for them. Fish for bullhead. The rules here in Ohio is you can use game fish for bait. Some states don't allow you to use bluegill. Some states don't allow you to use bass and crappie. Red horse suckers are another one. You can catch those in the Great Miami. But here in Ohio, you can use anything for bait as long as you caught it legally. originally, so I couldn't catch bass and bluegill and stuff in a cast net. And then take them and keep them and use them for bait. I'd have to, if I was fishing a cross cast net for shad or whatever, and I got bluegill and bass and a net along with it, I'd have to let those go back and just keep the ones I'm allowed to keep. But if I take a rod and reel and I catch some bass or some bluegill or crappie or whatever, you can keep those, cut them up, and use them for bait. But if I had a bass on my hook fishing for catfish, I could not be actively fishing, targeting for more bass. So I couldn't be flipping a jig or spinning a buzzbait or something over here in the water while I got bass on my hook trying to catch catfish using it for bait. So that's the key there. As long as you're not actively targeting what you have out in the water, then you can use it. Otherwise, I would have to take the bass off the hook and then fish for bass. That's how that works. A lot of people don't agree with that. A lot of people don't like it, especially people in the bass fishing community. But you know what? They're eating it out there, you know? I don't care what anybody tells you, my favorite bait for flathead using live bait is bass, crappie, and bluegill. Those are all considered game fishing. Seriously, just feel the raindrop. The raindrop on my screen. I don't want no rain. We're trying to fish. Well, hopefully we get a little tap tap before it's over. I would really like it. It's literally sprinkling rain with the sun out. I'm telling you, we get all 4 seasons in a day here in Ohio. Easily within a week. You get some crazy cold fronts and warm fronts that come out of nowhere overnight. Winds change, you get a southern wind out of the blue. You get a northern wind out of the blue. It hardly goes west to east. It's always southwest and northwest. I want to catch one on my big cat fever rod. How neat would a state record be? Not only live, just the first time that I've got to use that. I won that rod at a giveaway on Catfish Weekly. Not too long after I lost my rod to the fish in the Great Miami River, and they stole my rod out of the bank, drug it into the water. So it was really awesome that I won that rod. Buddy Jesse Laredo sent me a record 50 reel. I got to get a different spool for it. It's got that big fat Whipple spool, so I can hold line on it. But he gave me that reel to go with that rod as a gift. I don't know if you guys know what the record reels are. The new ones, they're $200 brand new. They got 8 bearings in them. Right out of the box. The C3 has 3 bearings. Well, the new ones have 4. But that number, C3, C4, that's how many bearings you got. The records have 8. So he gifted me that reel to go with this rod. I'm not using it today because I'm waiting to get another spool for it. But that was pretty cool. Jesse Laredo on Facebook. His business is called Get Reel Service, R-E-E-L, Get Reel Service. He can fix any reel, any year, any model, any type of reel. He's He's got all the parts for everything you could imagine. He gets them factory direct from Pure Fishing. Thought that white rod bounced a hair. Yeah, it's worth the shipping. It's like $6 or $7 to ship it down to him. They'll fix it up, send it back to you. We got a little barge boat coming down. It almost looks like the boat's dipped down like this. Instead of sitting flat, it's like dug into it going up. Sitting here holding my Mountain Dew like this. If I went over, I'd probably just fling this thing up here. How many of you guys are planning to come to the Catfish Conference? What's the view like in the opposite direction? Right now, my point of view, that's downstream. I'm hopefully saying that and the catfish can hear me, and then they bite my rod. Look at these current seams. Big old sudsy current seams. I didn't do it. I'm telling you, I didn't do it. People up there in Joe's Crab Shack. Well, I'll have to hold this fan. Look how much more rattly it is. Float. See, this would be a nice little area too. You could come down here and fish along this wall. There's probably some fish hanging around there too, even. I've actually never fished over here. I was afraid, there's lots of rocks underneath this wall that you can't see in the water. I was afraid my hooks would always get caught up into them. Be snagged every time. I can see my rods. So there's no fear of losing something. It's a 100-pound highly doubt it. I don't think I'll get that lucky. I wonder if my old fishing line's still sitting here. You can see some people have made their own little rod holders. Looks like they cut my lines off. I took some 50-pound test line, 50-pound test line, and would tie them from here to here. Give it something for my rod to set on. How deep along that wall? Right here where this little sud seam is starting to build up, getting choppy. It's about 20 feet when the water's normal. Probably about 50 feet out. There's a big bowl, a big dip. There's a nice little current break there, and then it gets kind of shallow right there where the rifle is. Current break there. if you actually have a boat and are able to, that'd be a nice little spot to try. Biggest one so far is a 30-pound blue cat. Yeah, just right off the bank, just floated up like this, right in front of that bush. They hugged the bank close. Oh yeah. It drops off down there. There's some bedrock, and then it gets deep from there. So I'm trying to get around all that bedrock, see if I can get something. Skipjack. Yet. Trying though. It was real nice and grassed over, and then they dug it all up, and I think they're trying to re-landscape it. Put some trees and some park benches or something maybe. It's a nice place to have a little picnic or camp out. Sit out here all night and fish. Thanks, man. I just seen on that big cat fever rod. I could have sworn I just seen two very distinct taps. Quite certain it wasn't going side to side, it went down, down. I'm positive. I'm hopeful. I'm desperate. Yes, that's it. I'm going to set this down. Hopefully not miss the fish. Let's see if he still stays. Let's see if he can. He probably pulled the bait off the hook. This skipjack's getting kind of soft. I'm gonna give it a minute though. Well, Tim, it was good chatting with you on your live stream. We should meet and do some fishing together sometime. Ryan, you let me know. We'll try to make it happen. I never know what my schedule is gonna be like. I don't know. He's still pecking at it. Something's pecking at it. I never know what my schedule is gonna be like, but we can always try to set something up. Come on, baby. I can still see you bouncing. Attaboy. Keep talking. You gotta talk sweet to the fish. You gotta sweet talk. Come on, sweetie. Give me a hug. Don't you want a warm hug? Yes, you do. You want a warm hug. Attaboy. Yeah, come on. Take it all the way. Get a good bite. Mama told you to talk. Right, yeah, baby. I'm afraid to turn it down. I know you guys can see that. I know you guys can see it bouncing. Yeah. I'm watching you through my... I got eyes in the back of my head. I'm watching you through my camera. Come on, sweetie. sweet talk them enough. What size hooks? I'm using 8/0 reapers and backstabbers. I'm gonna try it one last time. Little guy. So I'm actually just gonna cut this chunk off downside. See if he can fit it in his mouth. This is a backstabber. Take the leaves off. He actually moved that rod over a little bit. What's up, Chris? How you doing? Ryan, thanks for joining in. 15 thumbs up and 5 people. Appreciate it, dude. Just missed my second fish. I'm starting to feel like Luke Hedges. I let him play with it. Using your rod, Chris. Got my flathead rod and my big cat fever rod out. First time using the big cat fever rod. First time using backstabber hooks. First time using tackle laser. Trying to make it happen. 64 degrees here in Cincinnati. 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts, super swift current, trying to hug the banks downstream in some cover for some channels and blues. Without that sun hitting you on you and that wind blowing as hard as it is, it makes it chillier than what it seems. We got about 10 more minutes to go. Get down to the wire. I'm desperately waiting for a bite. So that's twice in that same area that we got those hits. Hurt your feelings. All that sweet talking I did, tell him I was going to give him a warm hug. Told him I even had dessert waiting up here for him. He said, "Oh, you want to take it? You don't even have to swim to me. I'll pull him in. He's got 0 effort. He can just sit back and relax and enjoy. An initial little pinch maybe, but that's no different than like ears. Like I said, it's cool to have a lip ring. I guess he just ain't into it. Chris, I hope you can get together with us down at the conference and do that big fishing meet and greet with us at the weather's great. If not, we at least got to get out and get some food together sometime. I hope he comes back. Actually, a group of people up in this hotel looking out the window watching me. Just now noticed them. I've got an audience, guys. I have a live in-person audience. He came back. He came back. Come on, baby. I got bit again. He's back. Don't let me disappoint my audience up in the hotel window. That bait's hooked in there good. He ain't getting that out either. I'm guessing it's a real small channel or a real small blue cat. It's got to be less than 5 pounds. I don't care if it's a bullhead. I'll catch the piss out of that catfish. He hit it again. They're just not wanting to commit. What's the biggest blue got at this spot for me? It's about 30 plus. I don't have an accurate weight to tell you because it kind of broke my analog scale after 30 pounds. See, he bit it again. It was over 30. I actually caught that one on live stream too. I think that was a Facebook live stream though. A lot of people see me catch that one. I get bigger audiences on Facebook than I do YouTube. We're still small on YouTube. My personal best blue is 37, which I caught on the Potomac River, and my biggest flathead was my biggest channel is, I believe, 21. That was caught in a private pond though. That bold job. I don't think he's going to commit, guys. I don't think he's going to take it back. Gimbals are supposed to eliminate shake. But when you're fighting 30-mile-an-hour winds, it's kind of hard. Yeah, he's not biting at it no more. He either lost interest or he's sitting there with it, or the bait's gone. Can only be one of the three. I won't know till I reel it in. probably gonna be about it for us guys. It's pushing on 2 o'clock. My battery's getting low. I can't use the charger on this gimbal at all, so that's the weight of this phone. So but whether it's on Facebook or YouTube.